Hi, I'm Gene Younger of Clear Vision Naturally, and I'm going to show you how to grow your own wheatgrass. When I'm going to make wheatgrass, what I used to do is get a pan like this. This is a pan you can get at any nursery, or you could go to a restaurant supply place and get a metal pan like this. It needs to be about 2 inches deep, and that's what you're going to start with. So you take some old-fashioned potting soil, fill up the tray, and spread it around evenly all over like that. So it looks something like that. So you have about an inch or an inch and a half of potting soil. And then the next thing you do, and so you have the potting soil evenly spread out in the pan, and then you're ready for the wheat berries. You can buy wheat berries in practically any food co-op or natural food store, and take the wheat berries and spread them evenly over the potting soil. So it looks something like that. So you have them spread evenly. If you spread them thinly, you will get thin wheatgrass. If you spread them real thick, you'll get thick wheat. So once you have the wheatgrass spread on the potting soil, then you take a paper towel and spread it out over the wheatgrass. And usually you fold it so it covers the wheatgrass completely. Like that. Now there's basically two ways to do wheatgrass. One way, you can soak the seeds overnight or even a couple of days so that until they begin sprouting, or you'll notice that these were dry wheatgrass berries. They were not soaked. And I like to do it this way because I let the water soak over the potting soil. And then you pour some water on the paper towel. The reason you put the paper towel there is because you don't want to disturb them. If you just poured water on them, they would scooch all over the tray. So you get them good and wet. Keep in mind, you're going to keep them wet during the first couple of days. Okay, so the next thing you do is you cover the paper towels with a paper bag, or you could use newspaper or something like that to get it covered completely. And then you take something that will block out all of the light, like this denim placemat, and you cover it over like that. So now it's completely covered. And you put it in a dark place. You wet it every day, at least once a day, for 2 days. On the third day, you can bring it out into the sunlight. And so after a couple of days in the dark, a couple of days and nights in the dark, you remove the paper towel, and like magic, all of the wheat berries have sprouted. See the little yellow tails on them? You set them out in the open, in the daylight, and they just magically begin to grow. And the first thing happens is the tails turn green. And then within a few hours, you can see little blades of grass come up, and it becomes very thick with wheatgrass. Now, from that point on, for the next 3 or 4 days, you do want to use a mister, because the paper towel is not there anymore to protect them and spread the water evenly. So you want to use a mister to keep them. So every day for 4 or 5 days, you need to wet them. Keep them wet, probably several times a day, using a mister like this. Then after about the 4th day, you can begin to pour water, because they'll be set quite well. And you can just pour water. You keep them wet. But when you wet them down, you'll always tip it over to the side and pour the water out, because you don't want them sitting in too much water. You want them moist all the time, but not sitting in too much water. And so now you have the finished product. This wheatgrass has been growing now for about 10 days or so. And you'll notice that this morning I actually harvested some and consumed it. And then there's at least 2 more times I can harvest it and get about 3 ounces each time. And then this will grow again, and I'll get 1 more harvest all the way across. So I'll get about 9 ounces of wheatgrass out of each tray. So you need to keep it moist. And I do that with just take a gallon jug, just fill it up. Usually one of these trays will take about a gallon of water. Pour a gallon of water in. And then when you're done, maybe let it set a few minutes and then pour the water off. So you don't leave it sitting submerged in water. So it's still wet, but it's not submerged. And now you know how to grow wheatgrass. What are the benefits of wheatgrass? Well, one thing, I have never felt better in my whole life. Wheatgrass is about 70% chlorophyll. It's full of vitamins and minerals. It's very easy to grow. It's inexpensive to grow. It's actually fun to grow. And I bet you are going to feel just as good as I do when you start consuming it on a regular basis. So this is Gene Younger, Clear Vision Naturally. I teach people how to see without glasses, contacts, or surgery. And believe me, consuming wheatgrass is very good for your nutrition and good for your eyesight.